how to beat link summoning or link monsters. Because you can try to stop your opponent from link summoning, but what if they already did link summoning? It's important to know how to beat the link monsters. Because some things to take into account is link monsters don't have levels, so any cards that have to do with levels is useless against them. Stuff that switches their battle position to like defense mode won't work because they can't switch to defense mode. So those are things to take into account. But they do have creature types, they do have attributes, they do have attack power. So those are 3 things you gotta take into account when you're choosing cards to use against link monsters when they're already on the field. But the most common thing you can do to prevent them from being on the field is obviously negate their summoning. With cards like Grand Horn, since link summons are inherent summons, you can use Grand Horn, Black Horn of Heaven. You can use Solemn Strike, Solemn Warning. You can even use Bottomless. Bottomless doesn't negate their summoning, obviously, but it will destroy them and banish them if they don't have a ability to protect themselves from being destroyed and banished. You can still use Bottomless Trap on them because they are special summons. You can use stuff that you can use monsters or cards that prevent special summonings, like Fossil Dyna, Barrier Statues. I like using Summoning Limit. The Summoning Limit limits your opponent from summoning. You can use stuff like GOZEN Match. You can use stuff like Rivalry of the Warlords. Because if your opponent is using like a plant deck, for example, and they're using plant monsters, they're making plant tokens to summon warrior link monsters or Cyverse link monsters and stuff like that, right? Link monsters of different attribute, different creature type other than plant. You can just play Rivalry of the Warlords, and that automatically prevents them from even being able to link summon because they can't summon a creature that doesn't have the same creature type. You can get the same similar results out of GOZEN Match. But let's say your opponent summoned the link monsters already, so you're not able to negate their summoning. Well, if your opponent already link summoned, link monsters are monsters. So obviously you can use stuff like Regeki, Dark Hole, Mirror Force, Lightning Vortex, anything that can, destroy monsters. You can obviously use monsters that have the ability to destroy monsters. You can banish link monsters. You can return link monsters back to the extra deck. You can bounce them to your opponent's hand, which will cause them to go back to the extra deck. You can use an effect to shuffle them back into the main deck, which will cause them just to shuffle back into the extra deck. Basic stuff. You can, interesting enough, what's funny, right? You can't use them for synchro summoning, ritual summoning, or exceed summoning. But you still can attach them to monsters as XYZ materials if, like, for example, number 101 can detach a material and take a link monster and turn it as a material. You can still turn it as a material, just, link monsters can't be used as for exceed summoning, but they can still be taken and attached to exceed monsters as materials by a card effect. So you still can do that. You can still use 101 for that. You can obviously you can tribute link monsters, so you can summon kaijus, tribute them and give your opponent a kaiju. Basic stuff. That's right there. That's a lot of stuff that can be used against link summoning and link monsters. That's the end of the video.